bringing you the latest news from Coronado Athletics. This is the Mustang Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back in. This is 100.7 The Score. It's the high school fan zone on a Wednesday night. And I will remind you again, this is the last show of the calendar year. We'll be off next week and the following week for Christmas. And we had wrestling folks in before, so I had to say that it was for everybody to have a break. But since we've got basketball folks here now, first week we're off for Christmas. Second week we've got to be off because of Caprock, because it's all basketball all the time there for those 3 days after Christmas. Katie, you were at Lubbock High for 2 years?
Yes, sir.
So you got a taste of the Caprock.
Yes.
What was that like?
Oh, it's really, really fun. Yeah, it's one of my favorite tournaments that we're able to do. Obviously, the cause is great.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really fun. And then also being able to play in our home gym that first round usually, and the competition is second to none. I mean, it's very, very competitive, and it's just a great tournament overall.
Because you've coached different places, coming from Plano. You've probably been to a lot of different tournaments. You've taken these girls to tournaments.
Absolutely.
I think what's cool about the Caprock, and I'll admit, when I was at the AJ years ago, I didn't pay that much attention. I was covering college basketball, so I kind of didn't think much about it. The last 7 years, though, it's like you said, it's been one of my funnest things to cover because you guys get to sleep in your own beds.
Right.
You don't have to worry about hotels. You just get to go everywhere else. Right. And you get to see really good teams. And what's cool about the bracket, the girls' big school bracket this year, is it's shrunk a little bit. So it has like really easy to look and think we can get better if we do A, B, and C.
For sure. Yeah, we actually open up against, I don't know if they finalized it, but Lancaster, which will be a great opportunity for us. And then in that second round, we would either play Monterey or Memorial. So it's great competition, and kind of like how our schedule was built this year. I mean, we had a gauntlet of teams. We played some really, really great teams, and that was on purposeful because obviously our district doesn't get any easier.
Nope. Well, and it's paid off, and we're going to talk about that. Introduce your two players that you brought with me.
Yes, so these are both seniors. They're our captains. So it's Ayana McCormick and Sierra Montez.
For those who are listening on radio, not watching on TV, introduce yourselves, too, so they know who's talking when you start talking. We get you going here.
I'm Ayana.
And I'm Sierra.
Yeah, you sound a little bit different, so people will know. Coming off of a loss to a good Paladuro team that's, I believe, has Austin Johnson's daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Yes.
Well, no.
Yes.
Austin is
yes.
dad. Austin played at PD. For those who've paid attention to boys basketball in this area, Austin was a great player for the Dons. Went and played it. He was the guy that played at Oklahoma, was famous even before Trey Young made West Texas a little bit famous. Lost that one, but you guys are 2-2 in district. And I was teasing you when you sat down and asked you who you made mad to set up the first part of the district schedule, because it's been who'd you start with?
Monterey, and then we went into Amarillo, and then Lubbock Cooper, and then Paladuro.
And then Tascosa's the other one. Those are probably the five teams that when people look at your district, they're saying, okay, that's where all the playoff teams are coming from.
Absolutely.
You've crashed the party a little bit here. You're 2-2, one at Monterey, one at Lubbock Cooper. I'd be curious to know, and I didn't ask you, I didn't want to make you have to look that up. I bet it's been a while since you've won at those two places.
Yes, I believe it has been. I think we did look up the Monterey, and it's been a while, but yeah, it's been a while since we've won at both of those places.
So you two, you grew up in Lubbock, you grew up wanting to be Lady Mustangs. Monterey's kind of had their thing going the last 4 years. Lubbock Cooper plays in the state championship. What's that mean to you to be on a team it's early in the district season to get those first two wins? How much has that boosted your confidence?
It's felt really good. Seeing how far our team has come so far, it felt really good to beat such good teams in our district.
Yeah, I think it's special to show how far we've come as a team and how much we've grown together to be able to beat big teams like that and be able to get that win and celebrate together.
Y'all, varsity-wise, I know it had been a while since you'd beaten either one of them, let alone both of them. Sub-varsity, did you ever beat in Monterey or Lubbock Cooper?
My freshman year, I was on JV, and we had beat Monterey, but we've not beat Lubbock Cooper.
So you guys have kind of planted a flag in the ground here. Coach is not going to like me asking this question, but how much has she changed just the way you approach things and the way you think when you step on the court?
She has came in and changed a lot in our program for the better. We have seen a lot in the past 4 years that we've been playing basketball at Coronado, and both of our coaches have came in with positivity and really uplifted us and put us in a place where we believe in ourselves more and giving us more confidence. So I think that's really helping us to get where we're at now.
Watching you guys against Lubbock Cooper, I was there the other night. What struck me is that Kaylee is a difference maker as a freshman, but all of you girls contributed. It was not, you don't have one girl that they can focus on. Is that something that's also built over the last few years?
Yeah. It's just, we're not as selfish as we used to be, so it's more of a team game.
And that's working so far. 2-2 in District 3-5A with, who do you have coming up next?
Plainview. We have a bye and then Plainview.
There we go. That's next week. We'll come back and talk more Lady Mustang basketball here on 100.7 The Score right after this break.
Diving headfirst into Coronado athletics. You're listening to the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Welcome back to the Mustang/Lady Mustang Fan Zone. I'm Randy Rosetta. This is 100.7 The Score. We're going to jump back in and talk more about what the basketball team is doing, but I want to, real quick, I want to say congratulations to Candy Stevens, who has left Coronado. She is going to be the first ever volleyball coach at New Home. They're starting a program. Candy's been a friend, and she's been a joy to deal with and has helped kind of breathe some new life into that volleyball program, much like Katie is doing with the basketball program. And that's Ashley James was there for, I think, 4 or 5 years, did a great job with what they were doing at the time. But I'm going to make Coach mad at me again. The difference that you've made in just this short period of time, I'm not professing to be the biggest basketball expert. I was sitting next to a couple of people at the Lubbock Cooper game, and the first thing they said, like 5 minutes into the game, is they're so much better. They do things so much better. How quickly did the girls embrace what you wanted them to do? Because watching you coach was enjoyable, and that was, you were still not feeling 100%. I was a little bit worried about you. But how quick? It's important that you've had the impact on them, but how important was it that they embraced what you wanted them to do?
Right, yeah. I think the first thing is coming in and building relationships with the kids. I mean, that's the number one thing for me. At the end of the day, the basketball doesn't really matter. It's the relationships you build along the way. And I think with girls especially, like once you're able to build that relationship with them, they're more willing to buy in. They're more willing to, quote unquote, run through a brick wall for you. So that was kind of the number one thing I wanted to do when I came in, and I built those relationships. Coach Foster, same thing with her, and then we were able to kind of get things going. It's a long process. It's a day-by-day process. You just have to kind of continue to stack days.
These are 2 of the seniors. How many seniors total?
5.
And that doesn't hurt when you've got a group that wants to get better, that wants to get back to where Coronado has been through the years. I mentioned Kaylee Smith. That's not a bad freshman to have in the mix.
Absolutely.
And she's not, just talking to her the other day, I think I've told you the story the very first time I met her, because I know Mom and Dad very well. She was standing next to Kaya, and I asked her about her sister, and she said, well, I'm going to be better than her.
Sounds like Kaylee.
Yes. And I'll be danged if she's not starting to already kind of lay that foundation. For you guys that have been around, and did you play with Kaya as well?
I played with Kaya.
You played with Kaya, so you got a feeling for the Smith family. What has Kaylee done to kind of get you guys to embrace her so quickly?
She's just Kaylee. Like, she just came in and we've all got to know her better, and I think we've all connected with her really well. So she's more comfortable with doing things.
Because she feeds off of you, and I mentioned this in the story I wrote, I don't think she scored in the fourth quarter and had a huge impact in the fourth quarter. That's what you want from a young teammate. You want to, if you're older, you've kind of earned the right to do some things. I think you scored 4 or 6 points in the fourth quarter. You guys both had impacts in that game. What is the chemistry like? Because you 5 seniors, Kaylee, and then you said there's a kind of...
There's, 4 juniors, yes.
So it's kind of a unique mix. You're playing for now, but you're getting ready to pass the torch to that team moving forward. What's the chemistry been like?
Good. I feel like we all just get along well. Like, we've been playing with Kaylee since she was like in sixth grade. So like when she came, like we already ready to play with her. You know, we've been waiting for her to get to high school. You know, we've been looking forward to this. You know, so it wasn't hard for us to like get the chemistry down since we've been playing with her.
There were names that were very familiar to me watching you guys the other night. You've been around for a while. You guys have, and it's been somewhat of a struggle the last couple of years. How nice is it to have this starting to pay off already a little bit this year? The hard work.
It feels a lot better. Like you said, we've gone through a lot of things, and seeing how far we've come, and we're only 4 games into district. It feels good just to see that we're making improvements and that we're getting to where we need to be with our new coaching staff. And we have 3 new people on varsity that are great to our team. I think it feels really good knowing that we have a good chance this year.
Yeah, I kind of buried the lead. I didn't mention that. Those first 4 games, won at Monterey, lost to Amarillo High, which I think is now, I've got the rankings right here because I was looking to see where Lancaster was. Mm-hmm. Amarillo High's back up to number 9. Mm-hmm. Beat Lubbock Cooper at Lubbock Cooper, and then lost to Paladuro, which, let me scroll down here. I know they're still in here, number 21 in the state. So
right.
Y'all have been tested already. You mentioned the district, Katie. You went through it as an assistant at Lubbock High. And you got to be ready every night. And
absolutely.
You don't play again until next week at Plainview, Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday afternoon, matinee game right before Christmas. Perfect chance for a kind of a letdown.
Right.
But you better be ready because they're going to beat somebody. Josh Davis, the Monterey coach, pointed this out that in your boys and girls district, very rarely does somebody go undefeated.
Right.
Very rarely does somebody go without a win. So there's somewhere in there's a game that you don't want to let get away.
Right. Yeah. And that's something I preach to the kids almost daily, that every game you have to be locked in, and the margin of error in this district is not a lot, right? So that's something that we talk about on a day-to-day basis of showing up every single game, because, you know, a lot of times, you know, those first 3 or 4 games, you don't think they can come back to bite you, you know, a little bit later down the road. So just having urgency in every game is something that we preach every day to the kiddos.
We're talking like that. If we would have been talking at this point last year, you guys would have just been trying to get your head above water. Because I think, am I right, you didn't start out very well in district. We'll leave it at that. How has that happened so quickly? I asked Coach that question. How have you guys become this competitive so quickly?
I think it's our coaches. They definitely push us to like be our best selves every day, and we just take in the information that they give us and try to transfer it to the game as best as we can.
So Coach is still pretty young. I always ask you this. Does Coach ever shoot with you guys? Does she ever?
Oh, they know what's up.
She gets out there every practice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think between you and Parker Hicks, the Liberty boys coach, I think you two could probably still put a uniform on and compete with these girls. Now, you may take a little longer to recover.
For sure. Absolutely. I'm usually pretty out of breath by the end of it.
I mean, if I'm looking at the schedule here, they play Plainview on Tuesday, and then the Coronado girls come back and at home play Lancaster, which, by the way, is ranked number 3 in Class 6A right now, at 4:30 p.m. on December 29th in the Caprock. It wraps us up in the Mustang Fan Zone. We'll be back with Friendship Coach Paul Page, I believe, on the phone after that in the Tiger Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.